just is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Times don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind.
Hello again, everybody. Welcome to Flying with Mike Twitch users. Welcome back. Thanks for hanging around. We got a great trip on hand going from Portsmouth, New Hampshire to McGuire Air Force Base. Hope you all enjoyed that first run. We're going to now continue in the KC46 version. However, the aircraft used in this, folks, is Flight Factor. You have to have the professional. Oh, I don't have that one up real quick here. Can it be real quick? Maybe, yes, no. Yeah, there we go. The professional extended version. So the way I like to tell it to people, the one in the middle. Okay, you'll see 3 different versions. I get the middle version. I really don't know if you pay, all out for it, what all you get. But this is what I wanted, the 200, the 300, and the most important at the time, freighter. And then lo and behold, we spun out with the KC46 using the 767-200 Pratt & Whitney engines. Now, if you put the wrong engines on right now, they'll be white. Switch it and you'll be good. How do you switch it? Simple. Simply, hang on, my mouse is running from a cat. This little addition in your plugins, click on it, go to airplane, I think it is, yes. And here's where you can switch engines. If you want the winglets, great. If you don't, great, because you know what? The aircraft flew both ways. So, all right, so we are on a nice little hop, like I said, for Sim Air Force, and hope you all enjoy. Hang on, I am going to go ahead and get this before I forget it, and that is the ACARS system. All right, come on, you can load up. I know you can do it there, Mr. ACARS. So I really do hope you enjoyed that first flight in the 727. That should be getting uploaded here shortly, and you all will be able to enjoy it here probably before midnight, but don't be surprised if it's a little after midnight. This one will follow shortly thereafter. Okay, we're going to 34,000. We're departing Kilo Papa Sierra Mike, Portsmouth. We'll explain that in a minute. KWRI for McGuire. And now the fun part. I know they're in here. I just don't remember where. There they are. Okay. And our routing today. I think I got it all. All right, that takes care of that. So we are now up on the site for Air Force. Going to go ahead and do that so I don't get myself really entangled and confused. Already confused enough. All right, so let's brief this out, and we're going to begin the arduous process of loading this plane. Also, got to do one more thing here. Yeah, got to have a checklist, folks. The amount of aircraft flown here, if you don't do that, guess what happens? Yeah, disaster. All right, so we got Sim Toolkit up here for y'all. All right, as you can see, and by the way, folks, this is gonna fill in next weekend. At this time, next weekend, actually, it'll be winding down. But next weekend is the infamous cross the pond. We go from this side to this side. And folks, what you see right now, this little bit here, oh, that's nothing. Basically, you see that big green blob? Draw it from here all the way to here, from about here to here, as well as a little down here and a little coming up that way. Folks, over 3,000 connections, so be ready for problems next week. Just giving you forewarning. Next weekend. This weekend, sunny and 70. Have fun. Yeah, enjoy. Plus, this go around across the pond, the wind is at your back. April. The joke is on you. The wind is at your nose, and it can be as high as 100 knots. Yeah, so that what you thought was a nice. Oh, this was great. Oh, it's how long going back? All right, so here we go, folks. So we're going from Pease International Airport down here to McGuire Air Force Base. Now, why Pease? Pease is actually a pretty, I mean, for what it does, it's actually pretty busy. They don't have a lot of, a matter of fact, I'm not even certain they have scheduled service anymore. I'm having a hard time finding a terminal there. And I'm not looking for one with all the neat little jetways and all. I'm just looking where they could park them and such. It is an Air National Guard base, though. The KC46, which is what we're flying today, that is one of their bases. McGuire is another. Travis is another. So they are beginning to infiltrate. And yes, the KC10s, unfortunately, are the first ones to go. So, but it is a very advanced 767. Whereas in past, the boom operator was back with the boom watching. No, they're watching from the cockpit now. So that's pretty cool that it's all got a camera and all on it. But there's other things, and I personally would have loved to have seen the 777 in this role, especially now that they've finally put the wingtip retract on. That actually has been a feature available from the start. There were problems, but many of them didn't want to wait for the work through of the problems. Because what I'm saying is when those it's like the Navy, they fold the wingtips up to fit under the hangar bay and all of that, to get all of those aircraft scrunched in there nice and cozy around the campfire underneath. They do this so they can fit the box, the 400-foot box, or is it 200? Anyway, there's a box they want these aircraft to fit, especially like Atlanta, where they are just, piled in on top of each other. And with those wingtips coming up, that helped. Well, the problem was they couldn't get the fuel up in the wing there. So that took a lot of work. And finally, now with the 777X, they fixed it. But I would have loved for the Air Force to have really looked at that for either Air Force One or tankers. There's a lot of stuff that aircraft could have carried, but that lot of stuff may have meant which, it's the Air Force. Sorry, folks, I'm going to get a little facetious here. It's one of the things that ticks me off about 5 miles north of me, the Air Force Base. They build on top of what they built before they built what was now built this time. It is so confusing, all the money wasted at that Air Force Base. And so why couldn't you lengthen your runways? Strengthen them, improve them, and take the money actually to the mission. Oh gosh, that would be so wrong. But anyway, I get on a tangent if we go any longer. All right, so let's look at it. Loadout wise, now when you see people, unfortunately, think cargo. Sim brief isn't fully delineating between like an SF and an F and a passenger. So just go with the flow there. We're not carrying 155 people. I think it'd be probably 60 at the most. And that may be an overstatement on my part. But we are going to put 32,550 pounds in it. We are going to roll with a zero fuel weight as close to 209,200 as we can get. We are going to roll with a block fuel of 20,032 pounds. No simulated air refuels in place, so we'll keep it at that. Actually, I may bump it up a little to, I don't know, maybe we'll have some fun when we get down there. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how things are. Cost index for the flight today is 80, flight level 340, and you see our flight plan. The weather today is a west wind up here in New Hampshire, 12 knots, 6 to 6 degrees. It's actually warmer here than it is in New York City. Anyone else see anything wrong with that? We're north. But anyway, down at McGuire, it's also out of the west and a bit breezy, so I'll be strapping down the toupee. It's 16 knots. It might blow off when I get off the airplane. 10-mile visibility clear. And wait a minute, I just read the same thing. Sorry about that. Still a west wind at 12, 69 degrees. Somehow New York City's colder. I don't get it. Maybe it just, in the ensuing time, it jumped up into temperature. Who knows? But again, beautiful days, folks. Unfortunately, with the landfalling hurricane and now out to sea, a lot of weather in the United States comes to a grinding halt. And once the hurricane clears, that cycle of weather will start back up. So, and it will, because we're supposed to get pretty warm here tomorrow in St. Louis. Okay, and if you all don't mind, let me file over at VATSIM real quick. I'll let you look at the airplane here. Ooh, pretty. It's a pretty plane. All right, VATSIM. Reach 18. Yeah, we'll go with it. 6.2. Yeah, they won't let me put KC on it. And let's get that last bit of numbering in. Wrong page. All right, so our nav data. We can go to 75. Okay, wait a minute. Here we go. This works nicely. I'll just do that. And we're planning a 20:30 Zulu departure in about 45 minutes. You know what that means, folks. I'm going to get online here real quick. RCH1H, it's otherwise known as we're known as Reach. All right, so we've got our little squawk code. We'll come back to that. But there it is, folks. Now, here's what you're required to have to load the aircraft. Let's go ahead, bring that in again. Okay, you have to have the loading unit, the stairs, the LSU, and the fuel truck. Okay, so there obviously this fuel truck looks a lot saner than the one the A350 has with the Flight Factor group. Obviously your ground power. Now the ground power is only necessary if you're not going to run the APU. Air conditioner is not required. I just do it to be nice to the peoples. Loading unit, yes. There's your LSUs right here. Luggage loaders. Okay, that's required to then do this part. I recommend highly zeroing out both of these. Now we've got a little of a discussion here, a little teaching lesson, because this is where it gets a little, not much, but a little complicated with Flight Factor. I always do maintenance first. All right. We said that our aircraft is going to run with 209,200 pounds. Okay. Now remember, I told you I'm going to get as close to that number as possible. Zero fuel weight. Doesn't matter what's in the fuel tanks, folks. we're dealing with this number right here, ZFW. So we want to put 209, 200 in our calculator, subtract out the current zero fuel weight. 610. Click. All right, so that's going to give us 27,590 pounds. Little short of the payload they told us. I'm not worrying about that. Here's where people get confused. If you put however many pallets you see here, I don't know what that number is, but if you put that number in and then put, say, 1,000 pounds a pilot, you have done it completely wrong. Each pallet position, and I don't get why they did this, because you'll never fill them all in. 9,800 pounds. How do I know this? Let's just do this. 1. Enter. Okay, so we now have 191,410, if you can see that on your screen. Okay, right here. Now, minus, let's take it away, 181,610. That is what each pallet you put. So if I put 3, it's 3 times 9,800. So we know 27,590 pounds will get us up to the number we need. So we'll divide it by 9,800. That is giving us a whopping 2 skids. I really don't think the plane can handle this, folks. 2 skids. And almost a third. So now, you see we're up to 201. We're headed to 209. 209, 200 minus 201, 210. So now we have 7,900 pounds. Well, that's obviously not a pallet. And unfortunately, you can't delineate down to here. What I do is now put the leftover cargo weight, 7,990, right there, and there we are, 209,200. That is us loaded. Our maximum zero fuel weight, folks, in this plane, 260,000 pounds. So we could have put a lot of weight on this plane, but we don't need to. Now, you notice the percentage MAC down here, mean air chord, I believe it is. Airframe chord, something, yeah. That's your CG. Go up here, optimize it. And all it's going to do is move it around to get it to the better number. Now, let's turn to fuel. Guess what? That's super simple. What is the number? 20,032? 20,032. Enter. Oop, enter. Folks, we're ready to load. I hope I kept that simple. Straightforward. We're pretty much a light departure today, folks, which is cool. We'll take it. So, all right. Now you hear that racket in the back. When it disappears, you're empty. That's one way. When this disappears where it says loading the plane, please wait, that means you're done. Hey, let's crawl up in the cockpit. Hey, what's up here? Hopefully I don't have to redo things. Ground power. This will tell us. Oh, good. Sometimes, folks, when you load into here, it will keep these dark. Thankfully, it didn't today. Anyway, two reasons I love this plane. One, every update X-Plane has gave us, either Flight Factor had the update available or the plane went through it pretty decently. We're going to find out if that's the case today. That's one of the big reasons I like the 767. Now, I'm hoping the 75 is the same. No guarantees. But I love this plane right here. This fuel gauge is right here, right under where you're going to work your fuels throughout the flight. Know when to run the center, when not, how to transfer if you need to. Really love that it's right here. Also, when it reaches 20.0, more than likely that racket will stop. All right, so let's get to loading this plane up, shall we? All right, parking brake is indeed on. It's right up here, pulled and on. Hang on, just looking everything over real quick. Okay, I see some things we'll have to do. Batteries on, standby power's on. Power up, here's your battery. One thing I did not do, put the guard back over. That gives 2 clicks. So if you accidentally walk over and click, it doesn't immediately do that. Second click. Standby power, bus ties, utilities, and then your gen connects. Make sure they're on, but the word off there. And we're almost filled up, folks. And emergency lights on. Okay, hang on. I want to get a cup. They're normal. I will get these taken care of. And notice how it just magically got quiet. Okay, the air is on, folks, because we're hooked up to air. Again, don't be like me. Make sure you close that. Now, your cabin lighting is right here, which on a cargo plane, whoopee. Logo and position. All right, so we're basically in a position to go on and start with the alignment. Just waiting for the words align across left. At least here it's left, right, center. Unlike some aircraft where they go 1, 2, 1, 3, 2. Oh, that's not how I learned how to count. Okay, hydraulics are set. Okay, I'm going to get outside the airplane. We're going to go ahead, start closing it up. We're done loading. You don't believe me? See, it's no longer saying, so I can get, let's do it the correct way, Mike. All right, So I'm leaving the GPU for now, the ASU, and the stairs so we can get in and out of the plane. Okay, we'll come back to this. All right, so let's start aligning the FMC. Position, here lies so. Destination KWRI. Let's see, I can't remember if I have it go there or not. Oh, well, before we go, is that my route? FOXBO Rifle Drift? Well, I'll be doggone. Wasn't expecting that, folks. All right, so the route's loaded. Cool. Let's get a few more things done while the IRS uploads. We have 5 minutes, and that's why I moved this up here, folks. Hang on. Display select, you want to go to heading like you do on many Boeings, and that'll display up here how many minutes to alignment. So I'm going to continue on. Well, actually, you know what? I do have a couple things I can do. I don't like doing performance data when it's aligning. So we're going to go to the departure and the arrival page. Let's import. Runway for departure today is 34. Where is that? Hopefully, oh, it's the long taxi. Okay. 11,000 foot runway taking off to the north. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and bring this in since we have a few minutes. That way y'all can kind of see the route. So here it is where we're at Portsmouth. We're going to come out Charlie, taxi down Alpha, and take off from here going north. Departures available. Tanker 3 might be what I do only because we're a tanker. Portsmouth 4 basically follows the same suit. I'm going to take a look at this. Okay. Okay, so 5 minutes after depart. Why not? Let's just do tanker 3. Runway 34, execute. I do want to see the legs, vectors. That looks good. WEEZE, SCUPP. Okay, out we go. And I'm not worried about it, folks. It's in there. We'll go to the arrival page now. Index. And all right, so what we'll do here, close, oh, there we go. and then we vector back. Okay, now 36. No. No. What are our winds? I mean, we could land on it, but no. I think we're going to come in on 6. Actually, no. 280 is going to put us on 4. I don't even know why they'd even shove us up there. Okay, so we're going to be on 24. And we have anything that's going to work for us? No. Okay. And arrivals. Now there is a VOR approach we can take right in. There should be some ILSs too. Thinking we're going to probably do the ILS. So we're going to basically kind of loop ourselves around onto it. Okay, we'll work off of 110.6 to stay at our proper. We may even break away from like Fallon to it. Who knows? Will all depend if we have ATC or not. So right now over here with what we're doing, we're going to go no approach because these are all to the south and west. ILS, execute. Now we got to go to legs and Deo, execute. Again, most likely I will fly some semblance of an arc to it just to get us in a better position than having to go past it, loop around, come back. Okay? And that took care of that portion. Once we're on the ground, my game plan is to park us somewhere in here. Although they may park us here. I think the tankers were up here. I can't remember. It's been too long since I've been here. We'll aim for the main ramp. Okay. Make it simple. Make a decision. Main ramp. So back to route. Perf. And let's see where we are. I think we are not aligned yet. How much longer? Uno momentio. Cool. All right, so there you go, folks. That is what we have scheduled for today for this run. And we just aligned, folks. Now, this aircraft is nothing like the Airbuses we fly, the 737 Zebo. We got to go through. We click to get our zero fuel weight. Now let's get our reserve. I'm going to go ahead and just go with what the flight plan says. 9,000. 9. And okay, cost index 80. Okay, our cruise winds are showing 312 at 65. Step climbs 2,000. Currently, I do not have the extra fuel to do any en route refueling. We could do en route. Well, no, I can't even do racetracks. So it's drags is what we'd have to do. So where we just continue on, they get in under us, and we practice hookup disconnects. If I knew there were aircraft out there wanting to train, we could. The problem is, of course, I don't have the boom, and I don't know how sensitive VATSIM is. Will it show us connect, or will it be the famous mile off, half mile? And both of us have to be with a VSOA. Not necessarily the same, but we have to be with a VSOA for me to allow that. And for that aircraft to allow it. You just can't, on VATSIM, folks, do as you please, because they do get, those controllers will get you. All right, so now we go to sim brief, and I'm just going to do it real quick here. Calculate. All right, flaps 554. All right, so let's first go to page 2. The runway wind is 270. Diagonal 10. Okay, slope. I'm going to just go ahead and read it off of Sim Toolkit at up 0.1. So you put it in the same way. So U 0.1. Doink. Outside temperature, we're showing 19 and 19 right here. Doink, doink. Go to the next page. Takeoff thrust, TO. We're going to downgrade or make them think 54 degrees. Flaps 5. And we're off by about 4 knots. So V1 I will take, I'll go ahead, 124 is fine. 127, yeah, we'll take that. 132, we'll take that. And we'll turn the reference speeds off. Folks, we're about ready to roll. Hope you are. That's our last FMC thing we have to take care of. The only thing I do want to do now is take care of aircraft lighting. Things are kind of making me nervous. And you got one right here for the panel. And another one over here. And then from here out, folks, you adjust as lighting requires. Okay, very simple here. So we're doing 132, correct? Okay, so that'll be we'll play nice with the departure. Flight directors on. All right, so let's go through here. Left to finish this up top. I'm pretty sure I've got it, but pretty sure won't answer the questions if you screw up. Left and right engine connects are in normal. Didn't think so. Electric pumps are on. Okay, and cabin signs. Landing altitude at there is 140 feet. Unfortunately, the APU like snaps to life. Okay, we've got the APU on now. All right, folks, we're ready to go. Just a quick look around. All right, we got a couple problems with VATSIM, so bear with me here. Stay with me. We're going to walk through and show you them. All right, with flight factor, folks, remember I told you you can definitely with this run into issues. For instance, I told you got to have TX, RX showing. They're not, and the green, that's not. So let's get down here to the radio panel. Okay, first let's set our squawk code. Auto ATC said 1470. And now we're green. We'll just put alt on. Now, we've got one step done. Got mode C green. That's good. Now we got to get on 122.8 TX and RX lit. There's TX. RX, and make sure again it's turned up. I don't think we have to make sure that one's as loud. Okay, so we have now TX, RX, RX, so we're good to go. We're on, and we're on VATSIM. Now, last but not least, .CTAF KPSM 28400. All right, common traffic is used at the airport, folks, when there's no controllers or no tower or no ground. Um, it's just a way for us to chat on. Now, VATSIM is going to this. VAT USA jumped it and started it already. There are other parts of the world gonna work its way onto this. I don't know when, how, or what, but that's how you find it. .ctaf. Then whatever your ICAO code is, or the 4-character identifier for that airport. Alaska is on it. Hawaii is on it. Now, beyond that, I do not know. A lot of changes coming, so be ready for them, guys and gals. Okay, finishing this up. Equipment cooling, cabin charts all set. We'll go ahead and trim air, cabin temps are set. All right, let's crank them. First thing, of course, fuel pumps. Always helps to have fuel. You do have to turn the packs off on this plane to get it to start. Okay, everything looks good. Beacon on. Stand by. I always like to do this. We are on the map. Oh, someone else is too. Mr. Tampa, where are you? Oh, approaching Tampa. All right, so left, center, right fuel pumps as required. Anti-collision lights or the red lights on. APUs on. Bleed and generator isolation valves all open. External power cut away. Doors closed. And you can verify that, folks, here. Don't need a tow. Left and right pack are off. 8 cars running. Let's crank it. Roger, clear for engine start. Okay, once you get past there, you can kick the fuel on. I'll do better with it on this one. It's this magenta line here, folks. They've got it set again fast. Now, that could have been updates that caused that. Hard to always tell, but we're waiting for it to stable. Click over to the gen. Okay, they are stable. All right, so we're going to do the same thing. Once the needle gets here, we'll turn the fuel switch to run. Again, things are going really fast again in here. There we go. And if you'll excuse me, I'll be right back. I need a cup of coffee. All right, folks, back with you. Sorry for that. Also allowed me to stretch my legs a little bit. Okay. We're ready to continue. We got the engines up and running. They're on their respective generators. All right, let's finish this off. Okay, parking brake set, tow vehicle never used, engine pumps on. For the hydraulics. Left and right bleed valves on. Left and right packs can now be turned on. Okay. No anti-ice and APU off. Chen off. And for taxi, we just need to set the auto brake, RTO, 5 on the flaps, verify 5 on the flaps, going right now, flap gauge is right there. Okay, and okay, we're set. Auto and auto, good for the VORs. MCP initial speeds are set. Heading is set. Altitude set. State tram. We need 3.6 units. Go with that. Flaps are set, EFIS control set, and radar coming on. We're ready to taxi. Pease International Common Traffic. Reach 18 Heavy, taxiing from the Air National Guard ramp to runway 34. We may have a sunset arrival, which I was not planning on.
Sounds familiar. Where you at? Air Force?
Pease International.
Is that PSE, Papa Sierra Echo?
Papa Sierra Mike.
Oh, PSM. Okay, I got you. Yeah, I'm coming in there. I'm inbound to there, but do you do any streaming or anything like that on YouTube or anything?
I'm on Twitch right now, flying with Mike.
Ah, I watch your stuff, man. I said that guy sounds familiar. All right, well, good to run into you.
Awesome. Always great to run into a viewer.
Yeah, man, your voice, man. I don't mistake them. I always get those.
All right, final checks, folks. Speed brakes running. Okay, we're ready to go. Let's see where our inbound traffic is.
Oh, Pease Air Force Base. I get it. I get you.
Yeah, that's what it used to be. Now it's an international airport with an air guard base.
Okay, yeah, I usually call it Portsmouth. I never say Pease, but yeah, I got you. I understand now. I'm on my way. I'm coming in I'm gonna be, what is it, 3-4 I'm going to. So I'm quite a ways out though, but yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll probably be airborne already, but yeah, we're departing in a KC46.
Alright, nice. Big old joint.
And welcome to common traffic, folks. Like I said, I don't know where. If
Matter of fact, I'll turn it on right now, see if I can look at it, see what it looks like.
I really don't know if they ever had commercial traffic here other than cargo or not. It's hard to tell. Nice place. I know this when me and my wife got married and were honeymooning up here, we went by an Air Force One. Well, George Bush Sr. president. He was inbound or vacationing already out there, so the plane was somewhere on the base. Beautiful area, especially this time. Well, I think we might actually be past peak, but a beautiful area, folks. Even dead of summer, just beautiful. Probably dead of winter too, with the snow and the way the Rockefeller pictures, if you've ever seen them, look. I'm sure this area lives up to them. And Portsmouth International / Pease Air Force Base. Reach 18 departing runway 34. All right, lights on. Auto throttle on. Couple of click spots to be aware of on this plane. LNAV, VNAV. I'll show you one of them here in just a second. We're clear for takeoff. Nobody getting ready to smush me that way. I did that once up in Sweden or Finland. And sure enough, there was a plane right there. Ground cleared me to go. Ooh, doggy. Throttling up. Lights on, flaps set, brakes set, 50%. Bad Air Force takeoff here, folks. They do come to a stop. Okay, the first click spot's right there for Toga. Doesn't look like much, but it's Toga. Here we go. And Portsmouth traffic, reach 18's airborne. Stand by, folks. Climb. Let's get Otto doing some work here. And Roger, reach 18, right turn, on course, up to flight level 340. Really hate when it super overrides what I told it to do. On course, folks. Climbing again. Here we go. And let's put the radio away. See what kind of time we have. 53 minutes. There's the airport, folks. You predict an 88 there, Mr. Hawker. Welcome aboard. As we head out to sea. Now, where, of course, George Bush was at was somewhere up in here, Nantucket. And beautiful, like I said, folks, beautiful area. Was it Portsmouth we stayed at, or somewhere else? Anyway, just flat out gorgeous up here, folks. Just, even when I drove the truck, I loved coming up here.
KPSM Portsmouth traffic is inbound, approximately 35 miles south inbound, descending 11,000 PSM Portsmouth.
Well, have a safe landing there. The wake turbulence should hopefully be a lot less when you get there.
Oh, was there a lot of turbulence there?
Nah, the wake turbulence from me.
Oh, yeah, you know.
Have a safe one. Nice running into you.
All right, thanks a lot, and keep up the good work. I like your shows, man.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate it. And Unicom, reach 18, climbing 13,000 for 34,000 out of Pease International, or Portsmouth International. And of course, be right back. See ya, Hawker. See you when you get back, sir. Get what you need to get done. All right, let's go back on voice here, folks. See who's all here. Hello, anyone there?
We're going to be vacating 390 real quick, so. Yeah.
What's up, Mike?
What up? What up? What a crowd.
There he is.
You
There's
have
Mike.
We're out today, Mike.
Mike, meet Raptor 2. He's with the American Sim for American Air Force Sim or whatever he's with.
Knockoff Sim Air Force.
Knockoff Sim Air Force.
Hey, is Barry Jetter and Jason Norman still part of Sim Air Force?
Jason Norman, I do not believe. Barry, I've seen rarely, but I think he might be.
Wild.
Oh yeah, they've been a big change.
Right. I gotcha. Sweet.
Okay, boys, we're gonna start getting serious. We're about less than 20 miles from the Seminole VOR.
Buckle up.
Buckle up,
buttercups.
sit down. Yeah,
Pease,
As you
Air
wish.
National Guard, could you send another tanker out to tank me up so I can get down there and refuel Duluth?
What?
We're buckling up, so I thought I'd better bring the gas can down.
Yeah, right.
It's interesting. Last year I was more active in Mike's chat. Because last year I broke my neck. I remember I told Mike about this. I don't know if he remembers.
You're with
he flew an airplane all the
thoracic
time.
spine? Or,
I do.
Or C-spine?
No, it was my C2 and C7.
Oh, okay. I gotta get spinal surgery too, but not there.
No surgery somehow. But,
Okay, boys.
Oh, you got
boys,
healed.
boys.
You gotta call ATC.
I'm not gonna call. I gotta call ATC real quick. You gotta back up. We gotta either descend with me or what? Because we are.
He's got special powers.
I have the power. Okay, yep. Okay, I'm gonna start descending real quick here. Stand by. When you hear me descend, I'm 5 miles from the VR.
I hear you're coming.
Okay, I'm gonna start
Attention,
descending.
crash fuse. Be ready.
Oh, you just shut up. You just be
He's
quiet.
got the fire department on.
Alright. No, here we go. Alright, what is the Atlanta Center? No.
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville Center, thank you. The Jacksonville Center, Cat 4 and Raptor 2 will be descending into 11,000.
You guys in formation?
We are.
Nice. Who
Look at
has
this guy.
the Marsa?
I do, apparently. Because we ran into each other. Lost and found. He actually, yeah. So we were. He introduced. He texted me or DM me and he says, well, I know what was it? Yeah. So we decided to do a formation flight into Tampa. So.
Wow.
It was just a fluke,
those
I
things happen. I get it. I just ran into a viewer up in Portsmouth, and I love it.
guess. Nice. And then Auto Break joined in. He was he's been telling us he was with Sim Air Force for a while there.
2016. I was 12 years old. I told them I was 16 because I just really wanted to be a part of a special operations unit.
Oh
And we had a lot of
Wow.
special ops going on then.
Oh yeah, I was in it. It was extra special.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, do you? Do you, Mike?
I've been in Sim Air Force since 2006.
Oh, you probably remember me then. Sim Air Force 43.
Up and down. What? Which one?
Sim Air Force 43.
Probably.
Probably.
I've been. Well, I've had my call sign changed now a couple times. I'm now 18, but at one time I was 63. I think it was Sim Air Force 63.
Wild.
Oh yeah, the always flying operation, deep freeze, always enjoying the stuff we did in Korea.
Well, I tried getting back into it last year, and I just couldn't figure out how to get registered for training.
It is tough now because there's not a lot of us left.
Could you get me in?
I mean, we can, but the problem is getting you trained up real quick.
Well,
whether it'll be up to
can I
Shaggy.
transfer?
Hold on.
Can I?
Uh-oh.
Hold on. Wait. Was that for Cat 4 and Raptor 2?
Usually it's whoever's leading.
Copy that. We'll be looking. Thank you for the notice, Cat 4.
Yeah, I did a 4.5-hour flight the other
I've got
day.
him in sight.
Yeah, Mike, can I transfer my real-world certificates to Sim Air Force?
You'd have to talk to Shaggy about that.
All right,
Sim
all
Air
right.
Force, actually, I think he's Sim CAF or something like that, 7. You got our Discord still?
I do not.
Let's see if I can do
Hey,
that.
I got you.
Aw, Duluth, you're so nice.
I got you.
Is it
brother.
Duluth or Duluth? I don't know.
Duluth. You got it right.
Duluth. I'm gonna call you
yeah.
Duluth. It sounds like Washington Duluth. It's kind of funny.
I don't think he minds as long as you don't call him Dilaudid.
You're really
Allotted?
not that far
Allotted.
off. Duluth and
Yeah.
Dulles, you know.
It's fine.
It's only a 1,500-mile difference.
All right. Never copy. All right, little break. Where do you want it?
Where you can put it.
That's a real open question there.
That
Hold on.
that's loaded as fuck too.
Where do you want? All right. Here, wait. Let me
Yeah,
find
just
you.
DM me. It's all right.
Yeah, I'll get you.
I'm not sensitive. All right.
I got you. Gotta figure which one's you. There. Message. Oh, you're in the Zebo.
Oh, what?
All right,
There you
what
go,
are
man.
you guys playing with down there?
I mean, since you
F-22
mentioned down there,
and 738.
I mean, since you mentioned down there, I mean, we can play with.
Oh,
the
what are you doing all the way down there? Hold on.
Oh. And I gotta go to work at 6 and work till 10.
Yay.
Woe is me.
Are you still doing the TV station thing? Duluth.
He thought of work and died.
Yeah.
He has.
Me too.
Wow. He does something else now.
The last time that I was talking to him, he was still at the TV station.
Gotcha.
He's been out of there for a bit.
Yeah,
He's
Who's
in a
this?
parking lot.
Who you talking about was at the TV station? Who was that?
You.
you.
Remember?
No, I'm not there anymore. I'm,
Yeah, the last time that you and I really talked about work.
no, I
you
had
talked-
I walked away from.
Now you found a good place you like, right?
That's what you
No,
hope.
I work at a convention center doing traffic detail.
Okay.
Hey, what's the altimeter?
3003. Hang on.
Okay,
It's the
thanks.
gauge right next to the PFD.
Oh,
Wow.
Nice one.
actually, you know what? To be the exact, it's 3008 because I have something on my computer on my mod that tells me exactly what the.
Oh, because you're built different. Oh.
Ah.
There is a streamer that I know that actually has that auto update for him. He built a bash script in the background and it picks it up for the whatever airport he's nearest
Crazy.
to.
Oh.
Automation
It's a
124.
Lua. It's a Lua.
What I do is I just connect my flight to my next plane, and then I click on it, and I see the actual ATIS information, and I just put it into the sim. It's usually pretty correct.
I
pretty
just
sweet.
do the same with NavGraph.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I only pay for Navigraph data because I already have the charts on ForeFlight.
There you go.
So
Do you fly international?
I
To include
rarely do.
Canada?
My charts do include Canada and Mexico. It's
Okay.
pretty nice.
Good.
Yeah.
I was
I'm not
gonna
allowed
say,
to fly in Canada.
Canada is hard to find charts if you aren't.
A part of like Navgraph or
Yeah. Because they, for some
They have it
reason,
locked
don't
down.
like you having them.
Yep. But I mean, I fly real world US only because I don't have my radio operator certificate. But
Yeah, real world, I'm US only because of the nature of the aircraft I fly.
yeah, it'd take you how many years to get from state to state?
For me,
Yeah, 3 years per state. Doesn't matter
For-
the state.
for ultralights, I
Yep.
can fly wherever the hell I
Moving-
want.
Moving 4 miles an hour across the ground.
I average between, well,
Yeah,
let me put it this way.
that's what I thought.
I can legally only claim that my level flight speed is 55 knots.
That's my solo flight speed.
Now, I can also tell you that the engine that is in the vehicle that I fly the most, in the LSA that we have at our airport, I know for a fact that it'll hit 218 knots.
Oh, I think we're about to be stumped. We're not yet. He's
And I'm
got
using
it.
the same. I'm using the same engine.
Crash
Sweet.
units, track this, because you might need to be nearby when those wings
God
collapse.
damn it.
Hey, you need to
Just
make sure that you
stop,
call.
Michael.
Hey, you need to call
Not
VP
nice.
Harris for the tragedy response.
Yeah.
She's got a
Now-
helicopter for that.
The one that I fly, its V&E is like 75 knots, so I still have to be kind of careful.
Gotcha.
I have to say, this 767 sounds pretty awesome. And I don't have sounds on it.
Is that the
It's
flight
default.
factor that you're talking about?
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, I fly that. I've gotten into the 777 recently.
Did you get the 777 version 2?
No.
It's fantastic, brother.
Yes.
I've got it right now. In cruise right now while streaming it to you, I'm getting 50 frames per second with clouds and auto ortho. And these are my settings, they're pretty decent. Medium texture quality because I run 1080p, it's not going to matter to me.
There's so many people who use ortho. I'm actually kind of surprised that X-Plane hasn't just said, "Okay, we're going to use the ortho maps."
Well, so with next gen scenery, they're going to start doing a. I believe Austin Myers had a subscription fee of like $2 a month because they have to. They're not Microsoft. They don't have the servers. They're
Right.
going to get the servers and they'll be able to stream data to your desktop with the next gen scenery that they're making, which I believe is going to be like X-Plane 12.2 or something. So.
Yeah, I think there should also be like a hybrid thing where they keep the maps, and
Right.
you can just update to the modern map if you're flying in that area.
That would be nice, but I doubt it.
What sort of specs are you working with?
So I've got a 3060 Ti with a Ryzen 7 5800X, 32 gigs of RAM, and two 1 terabyte M.2s.
Nice.
But because I just upgraded from a 2700X CPU, so it was quite the upgrade. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, I do video editing and social media for my flight school.
Oh
as my
nice.
job. So I'm also getting like free block hours as well. So free flight hours as part of
I
my
remember
contract.
those kind of days.
That's
A
the way to
win-win.
go.
It's such a win. They've probably paid for about 20 hours of my flight training.
That's
Which-
Oh, wow.
huge. Yeah.
I was
Tens
with
of
the
thousands of
Aero
dollars.
Club doing the same thing.
That's like $4,000 with how rental rates are.
Damn.
Like 3,500.
Where do you live?
I'm
We
in.
get to pay like 300 an hour wet for a
No,
Cessna here.
Yeah, it's 200 for a TAA, 185 for normal aircraft. So TAA meaning it has an autopilot and it has a glass
Yeah.
cockpit. But primary training aircraft, 185 wet, and then flight instructors are 75 an hour.
Ouch.
But
You guys don't want to
The
know
up-
what
the-
I paid.
no, I want to know because I'm gonna
I was
assume
at
it's
a-
gonna be $5,000 for your private.
I was at an Air Force flight school.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Aero Club were from my flight
Right.
training.
Right.
The aircraft were only $30 to $40 an hour.
That's pretty sweet.
So I got my private in 83, and by 85 had up to 300 hours. Some of that varying sick aircraft to sites to get fixed.
Sweet.
Build time.
That was back
What-
when you didn't need 1,500 hours.
That is
Yeah.
true.
The cheapest way to currently get in the air as a certified pilot is actually glider certification.
Or
It's
crop
insane.
dusting.
Yeah.
Well, crop dusting is actually stupid expensive because most states require you to have a private, then
Or-
get the agricultural.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, but you also need a commercial certificate to operate as an agriculture farmer.
Well, unless you're only crop dusting your
Well,
own
damn.
stuff.
That's true. But
But the cheapest that I've actually found was a flight school that specialized in powered gliders. They
okay,
are-
because that counts as airplane single engine land technically.
It also counts as
Under
glider
ultralight.
Well, no. U.S. ultralight is completely different.
That's right.
That's part 103. We're talking part 91.
Oh wow.
I was part
So-
141.
Okay, yeah. I only fly 103, but I've looked into 91 certifications just because I think that as a 103 pilot, I should try to better myself as often as I can.
Right.
So I'm always looking at 91 stuff.
Okay.
But the cheapest I found was a flight school that specialized in powered glider. Most of the vehicles that they use, and I'm using vehicles loosely here, can qualify as 103s had they not ever been given airworthiness certificates.
Hmm.
So it's the same performance class that I'm already used to, things like that. Powered gliders also, they are designed to take to altitude, shut the engine off, and run. And one of the methods that we as ultralight pilots use to extend our flight capabilities is we'll go up to 8,000, 9,000 feet, shut the engine off, and we'll glide down to about 5,000, turn the engine back on, and climb. And we can almost triple our range by doing that. And the gliders, they are certified aircraft that are meant for that purpose itself. You can get a CFI with glider for the same amount that a sport pilot license costs.
Wow.
And again, that's the school, the three schools that I've looked into, they all do that. One of them is in North Florida, one of them is in Arizona, and the other one is in southern Colorado.
We're in Arizona.
What's that?
We're in Arizona.
Just outside of Flag.
Oh, okay. That's a nice spot.
I got Hawker chiming in on my chat over here. That's 5,000. I guess he knows something about what you're talking about. Hawker
Oh, the
125.
cost?
Yeah.
Yeah, the CFI, so becoming a certified flight instructor for powered glider, is stupid cheap. And then once you have CFI for powered glider, it's
Then you can
also
transition, right?
it's also, well, at that point you can actually train other people and start getting money back and paying off anything that you might have
Well, yeah.
accumulated for student loans.
So for a CFI for powered glider, can they get a transition training at a cheaper rate to change to airplane single engine land? Or do they have to go through a Part 61 or 141 program for Part 91 certification?
The powered glider is Part 91.
But can they train airplane single engine land? Or do they have to go through like a transitioning program?
It's already trained. That's what powered glider is. The only stipulation is that because it's so hard to find rental aircraft, a lot of people don't want to do that. The issue comes in that they don't realize that Part 103 aircraft, or sorry, Part 103 vehicles, I have to use the legal term here. Part 103 vehicles, flight time in them can count towards your flight time for Part 91 flight hours. The only stipulation there is that you have to have the aircraft registered with one of the registering bodies that do Part 103, because the FAA does not do tail numbers for 103s. You have to go through another process. Mine is through the EAA, so I have an E number on my tail instead of an N number.
Right.
And we have different rules, different protocols and stuff when we're landing at an aircraft or at an airport. So like, let's say that you're landing at St. Louis International, Lambert Field.
Right.
You have, as a Part 91 aircraft, you have a specific pattern that you're required to fly because that's a very, very busy airspace.
Correct.
We're getting real close for this one, boys.
Roger. I'll try and button this up quick.
And no, you're good.
Okay. So with Part 103, we have a completely different flight pattern that we have to fly over an airport like that. And even if there's not a plate that says this is what your flight pattern is, it is the same at every airport that does not have a plate. In other words, my flight pattern is literally flying over the hangars and the taxiways in most
All we
airports.
need's a what?
It gets very, very scary sometimes when you're flying that low over that many buildings and you're told just stay in the pattern. Not comfortable.
Okay, so you're only able to operate under daylight, correct?
Yes, fair weather
Okay.
conditions only.
Got it.
So all of your other rules that you would normally see for sport kind of apply, but kind of don't. It's a weird location.
Okay.
But if the vehicle is not in the 103 rule set, like if any part of the vehicle is outside of the 5 rules for 103,
Right.
you are considered an unlicensed Part 91 pilot and will be fined accordingly.
Wild.
So you would be considered a unlicensed pilot. You would be considered failure to maintain paperwork. You would be considered pilot without log. You would be considered unauthorized for type, for whatever type of aircraft that you're caught in. And then if you tried to say it's a 103 and it didn't meet the inspection,
Right.
then you also have all of the crap that goes with that.
Yeah, lying to the federal government.
It ends up, if the vehicle you're using is not Part 103 and you tried to claim it was 103, it ends up with being right around $65,000 worth of fines.
Gee whiz.
So those of us who fly 103, we are very, very adamant. Pay attention to the rules, know what your rules are, and know what Part 91 rules do not apply to you. Because some do, some don't.
Let me ask you something about that license you got. Is it the same as those guys who have the parachute and the thing on their back? Like
Okay.
the...
Paramotors
Terrifying.
are one. Yeah, paramotors are one form of 103s.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen that in
yeah.
New Orleans. It was... Yeah, it was
That is
wild.
probably the most expensive method to get into Part 103. Those things are
It was
stupid
dangerous
expensive.
as hell, honestly.
It's actually very safe. Some of them do fall under Part 91
Interesting.
just because of the weight of the wing. The wing
Right,
is the
because-
flexible part.
If unpowered, it has to weigh less than 155. If powered, it has to weigh less than 254.
Correct.
Excluding.
And there's
Flights.
caveats to that as well, but
Right.
the issue that you have though is that you have some people who will get into that sport thinking that, oh well, this is all I need to do to fly.
Right.
There's a reason why fatalities are so high in that particular form, and a lot of it comes down to some of them don't actually take anything to better themselves. They don't take any form of education, which that's on them. That's the whole point of 103. It's on you.
Right.
Those of us in my area at least, we kind of joke that Part 103 is the FAA realizing that America is going to America, and we're just going to do whatever the hell we want. And they basically said, okay, look, we get that you're going to do whatever you want. We're not going to be able to stop you. But please stay in this medium. And
Right.
so most of us don't try to push that envelope too far. And I say too far because everyone pushes an envelope here or there.
Right.
Even I do.
I pushed an envelope and I'm Part 91. Just a couple weeks ago, I had VFR to IMC base to final. Now, given I was in a cloud for 5 seconds, but it was still a little bit scary. I still filed to NASA, but that was fun.
They didn't ask you to do deviation, did they?
Negative.
Okay. So then,
Untowered.
okay, then they thought you were okay. Would you have been able to do a ultra low approach? Because you said you were turning base to final.
Oh, so I couldn't see the cloud. There was a haze layer already in the distance, and it blended in with that haze layer. So it's the morning, and we had just been done doing commercial maneuvers. Come in, and
So your instructor was with you?
My instructor was with me.
Okay, then
Or-
yeah, you're perfectly fine then.
We're great, but yeah, that was a little bit worrying. Being base to final. I'm looking outside, check my airspeed every once in a while, but immediately changing from VMC to IMC, middle of an approach, not that fun.
Yeah, I can definitely believe that.
Especially when you're like over houses and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, imagine that with absolutely nothing on your dash.
No.
No instruments. They're not even like a mounting hole for an instrument to be there.
Right.
That's 103.
Yep.
Like we get some very, very hairy situations sometimes, and we're not even like trying to get into those positions. It's just the
It just
nature of
happens.
yeah. And
So, do you guys use EFBs or anything for?
we're not required because we don't have an electrical system.
But do you guys like use them?
Very
Okay.
rarely.
Okay.
Like because we don't have an electrical system, most of the tracking rules for Part 91 don't apply.
Right.
But as a caveat, we are expected to communicate our locations more often, things like that.
Right.
Does it happen? Not all the time.
Should it happen?
Case dependent.
Gotcha.
So like there's an area not far from where I'm at that is a MOA.
Yep.
And when it's open, we do try to avoid it. But there's
Right.
times that we're already in it when it opens and we don't realize it. And so
Mhm.
we have those issues sometimes that crop up.
Is Part 103 allowed to operate within an MOA?
Yeah.
Because, yeah, okay. I didn't know if that was different.
How
Yeah.
high can you go?
We cannot go into Class A airspace.
Yeah, because you need to be IFR to go Class Alpha.
Right.
Oh, that's still pretty high.
It's 18,000 feet, so.
Yeah.
So you guys are able to operate in Class Bravo, correct?
Kind of. We have
Kind
to
of.
have permission before we attempt to
Like
fly
an hour
into
before?
it.
Gotcha.
No. It's usually a day before.
Okay.
What do you wear when you go out with that?
With what?
That ultralight, like, is it like, do you have, because it's like, are you exposed in that one, like in the elements?
Mine is closed cockpit.
Oh, that's
okay.
cool.
You got a little shell on it?
I put canvas around the cockpit area so that it's an enclosed cockpit.
Nice.
that's
Got no wind and all that. That makes a big difference.
Okay, that's cool. Never mind.
There's a wooden one that I actually recommend for people to take a look at if they're really wanting to think about it. It looks kind of like a Piper Cub, but it's completely wooden structure. It's called the Koala.
Throw it in the Discord.
It's produced by Fishing Flying Products,
Interesting.
which they just got purchased again, so I don't know how long that the Koala is going to stay.
Oh. Dang.
It is a Canadian company, but they produce wooden aircrafts. Yeah, and they were just purchased by CKD Aero.
Huh. Very cool.
Alright, just got their website.
Oh, look at you lucky guys. Jacksonville went down.
They deafened because they were so mad that we were talking over the air traffic control.
Okay, I put the link in the speech chat.
Speech chat. There we are. Oh, that's cool.
But that is a wooden canvas covered aircraft. You can build it in your own garage.
Empty weight, 250. Dang.
Now, what mine uses a Vanguard V-twin, Briggs & Stratton Vanguard V-twin.
Oh man, look at that thing.
And that engine in an LSA can easily pull an LSA above 200 knots.
Wild.
Looks like a Cub, right?
Yeah, it's designed to
It's
look like a
based off
Cub.
of a Cub.
Oh
That's awesome.
man.
The guy who designed this designed it in
Go bush
1980.
flying with that.
Yeah. But it's a 150-foot takeoff and landing zone.
That's cool.
crazy.
So it's still ultralight?
Yeah, it's still Part 103 as long as you don't put the wheel pants on it.
Wheel
The-
pants?
Wow.
The wheel pants
Oh.
are
Gotcha.
they are
Very
heavy as hell.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
Um,
So what's the range on something like this?
Let's
The
see.
way that
So
we
they-
fly it, or if you left the engine on the whole time.
Well, either way.
I can typically fly across the entire state of Missouri on a tank of fuel.
Jesus.
5 gallons? That's pretty good, dude.
How long?
5 gallons. About 6 hours.
Oh, okay.
Oof.
But still,
Ooh.
Yeah, because you're basically traveling at 55 miles
it's like
an
riding
hour
a
the whole
scooter,
time.
basically.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
driving a truck, basically.
The only benefit that you have with it is it's a straight line rather than having to follow the roads.
How much turbulence is there with that? That's
Oh,
flying
I
at that.
top ground.
Yeah.
Well, let's just say that the stick is so sensitive that I can actually let go of the stick and fly the plane by moving my upper body in the seat.
Gotcha.
Oh my goodness.
So the autopilot is literally how I choose to sit in the seat.
Right.
Because if you move aft a little bit, it changes the center of gravity.
Right.
Ah, that's interesting.
It's a very, very sensitive aircraft. The fuel tank is on the dash. It's literally right behind the dashboard.
Are you
So
got a
that-
picture of your thing?
I don't have a picture of mine because I'm not the only one who flies it. So we've decided that there will be no pictures of it.
Uh-huh.
Well, why is that? You don't
There's
want people
five.
like-
There's 5 of us that actually own it,
Yeah.
and similar to the way that the tail number is public knowledge, we don't want anyone to know where we're at. So we don't take a picture of the aircraft because the tail number would have to be visible in almost every photo.
Oh, just a privacy thing, in other words.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
well,
not.
that's
It's
fine.
not because we're not proud of what we built. It's
No, I just thinking like, oh, open source, you know.
Oh, yeah.
It's you guys built something together, and it would be nice to share. That yeah, no, I totally respect what you're saying too.
And the Vanguard V-twin, because it's also used in karting, the aftermarket is insane for it. So you could literally have a 40 horsepower engine be built up and be lighter by increasing it to about 70 horsepower.
Oh, that's neat.
And
Okay.
cruising at 55 knots.
I don't recommend going above about 50 horsepower with that engine on a wooden plane.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
maybe
a
not.
little hard to control it.
Right. Now the
It's like a Mustang.
Yeah. Now the Hummel.
All right, folks, we're getting in close to our arrival point, so I'm going to have to cut that off. So in case we run into ATC, feel free, Duluth Fly, if you're on his Discord channel, go into his general. You can listen to the continuation. But we are turning inbound here shortly for the airfield and our approach. Interesting talk about different parts of the real FAA rules. Really interesting. So sorry if many of you were glued to it. We just we're going to be into common traffic and all of that good stuff here in a moment. And matter of fact, speaking of common traffic, I don't know if it's going to give us one. Oh, it did. 16.5, 18. 6.5. All right. So I saw a couple of you chiming in. I know glued to it. So some because of what they do for a living, some fascinated at costs and how things work out there. I'm nearly let's see, I'm nearly 40 years now removed from the actual flying world. Like I said, in 1983, I got my pilot's license. In 1985, flew my last hour, and just thinking I could get back into it. Folks, it is so expensive now. I really don't see that happening. Short of winning the lotto, like everyone says. All right, I think it's time to start slowing this pig down. All right, we're gonna slow to 240. All right, and we're gonna continue. Now, I need to get our ILS numbers in. Frequency is 110. By the way, this is your ILS radio, folks. I'll explain this in a minute. And 238. Okay, so on this 767, these are just VOR tracking. Down here is actually your what you would set your ILS for so you could fly it. Now, I am going to actually brake and head for our initial. And at the same time begin slowing. All right, and then we should be picking it up. We will try maybe a pattern or two here. We've been, unfortunately, I didn't set a timer for takeoff, so I don't know specifically how long we've been in the air. All I can tell you is we've been probably 52 minutes to an hour in the air. We'll see what we can do here. We don't really have a lot of fuel to play with. The good thing is, though, we'll be at the airport. All right, so descending now to 3,000. I'm going to go ahead, slow us a little bit more. Finally, one last check at the weather. 280 at 9, 10 miles clear, 21 degrees Celsius, 3000. Now, I told you there's a couple of click spots. You saw this one, this set screw next to speed. That is your toga. Okay, there's another one. This one right here where you see an arrow. Not sure if you see that or not. You may not. Anyway, this set screw right above the numbers, that will allow you, when clicked, to set the other side. You may see a message come up, altitude disagree. Click that, it goes away because it'll set the opposite side to yours. I think this might be Lakehurst we're going over. I've actually never seen Lakehurst Naval Air Station. I mean, it looks like it could be. right, we got 2 guesses in there, folk. Exclamation mark the word predict in the chat. Put a space in it and a negative. Make sure it's a negative number. And no, folks, we do not have weather ahead of us. We just have a radar aimed more at the ground than the air. But again, be ready for some new stuff coming. You heard a little bit about the scenery. I'll be interested in how they do that as well. Okay, let's go ahead, slow it to 210. Thought I just saw the runway. McGuire traffic. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and go miss since something did not go the way as planned. All right, McGuire traffic, reach 18. We're gonna go around, and if you don't mind, we'll enter the pattern. Gear down.
Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow.
And McGuire traffic, reach 18 heavy, short final, runway 24 for the option.
Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow.
Minimums.
Flight slow. Flight slow.
$100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Bank angle.
McGuire traffic, reach 18, downwind 24 option. All right. McGuire traffic, reach 18 base 24 option.
One thousand.
Glide slope. Glide slope.
500.
Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope.
Minimums. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Bank angle.
McGuire traffic, reach 18, turning left base, full stop 24.
Bank angle.
One thousand.
Sink rate. Pull up.
$500.
Sink rate. Pull up. Pull up.
Minimum.
Glide slope. Glide slope.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Got a little playtime in, folks. All right, one thing I do need to check in, I got rumor just like the KC135Rs, I've heard the 767 may not have reverse thrust. So I got to quit doing that when I land. And McGuire traffic, reach 18 off runway 24. Roger, taxi to the ramp. So if anyone there in chat is aware of the plane's characteristics, I'd love to know, does it have reverse thrust?
Also, to mount and unmount the rotor blades that are 45 feet long. That was just the Chinook side of the building.
Do you ever work on Hueys or Blackhawks?
I never worked on them. I was in a unit that did.
Ah, nice.
Uh,
Badass choppers, man.
So
Chinooks too.
Kiowas. That's where
Those
it's
are
at.
epic. OH-58s are awesome, dude.
The Kiowas. Those are.
Oh, the big guns in front too.
The Kiowas are tiny. Like they are.
No, the small ones that they had, they were like from Vietnam. They had like the big chain gun in the front.
Yeah, but that big chain gun was also tiny.
Oh, I know. It's like compared to the modern weaponry. It's not
No. Like not even compared to modern weaponry. When I walk up to a Kiowa, I'm 6 foot. The top of the swash plate is even with my neck.
Oh, they were massive. So they can haul a decent amount of people.
Yeah.
Like this too.
The Hueys can. The Kiowas can't.
Okay.
The Kiowas are
small. It's like a Bell 407.
Yeah, they are tiny.
All right, folks, let me get this in, wrap it up, and then we'll get back to that conversation. So hang on. All right, folks, I hope you enjoyed NN. Uh-oh, what's that mean? Monkey Man Live. I hope you all enjoyed the playing around here at McGuire. I kind of planned that, try to maybe eke out a little bit more time with Sim Air Force. I'm not sure there, Monkey Man Live, what NN means. Sorry. Old guy behind the helm here. So again, folks, hope you enjoyed. We're at McGuire Air Force Base. Flew down from Pease Air National Guard Base at Portsmouth International. Been a great stream, great bunch of friends today online. Hope you all have enjoyed. It has really been a great day. Now, there's a few things about the 767-200 I'm a little unsure of, uneasy about, not sure they're a bug worth reporting to Flight Factor or not. Or will Flight Factor do anything about it? And I don't want them to mess up my pretty good airplane. All right, I am gonna Google this real quick. So let's hit the brakes right here. Okay. All right, brakes are set. We are in the blocks. Welcome again to McGuire. We'll get into this here in just a second. Wing lights can come off. APU generator on. Okay, let me just make sure. Okay, GPU, good. All right, that was kind of fun. Don't do that very often, but that actually turned into some pretty good fun flying. All right, so let's close out here, folks, and that way we'll see what's going on here. Bear with me a second. I want to see how that filed. All right, it's being a pain. Hang on, folks. 3 separate landings here. That's why I'm kind of curious how it does that. Okay, and a go around. Boy, it recorded each landing. The first one was a go around because we had some screw ups happen in the cockpit with, I don't know what caused that. First actual landing 207, next 379, final 271. I don't know if we actually got a winner out of this or not, but that, folks, was just so much fun. We may, like I say, I've been talking about it. I've been close to pulling an IFR day out of Scott Air Force Base. I may end up doing that here soon. I don't know why those rampies are so long in getting us our equipment out here. Okay, let's take a look outside now, folks, as the sun sets here in McGuire. All right, so really, a really cool approach. I don't even want to know what Sim Toolkit's going to do. Oh, let's get this up here as quickly as we can. Three separate landings. 494, 237. So pretty decent for this. Let's zoom in and see how my patterns look. There's the missed approach, one of them, and another one. Really, that was a fun day, folks. So we are going to pull up our numbers. Actually, let's complete. Hang on a second. All right, folks. The numbers in, it's going to work from the last landing. I'm certain of that. 320. 135 knots, 1.67 Gs. Not a bad flight, folks, really. And I knew we were close to nailing the line there. We were close. 1,580 feet down, 25 feet off, not a bad deal. First officer's crawling around, well, rolling around here on the floor and trying to take over the cockpit, aren't you? So really a great time, folks. Really awesome flying. Uh-oh, you all didn't see. Oh, I'm sorry, folks. I clicked the wrong thing. Let's try that version of it. There we go. Real quick, we'll let you see it. Would be very rude if I didn't. So here's your landing pad. We're just up it by 587 feet, so 1,587 feet, 25 off. The numbers look really good. Really fun flying. Trying to think if I can. Oh, it's being tough. Hang on. Let's try. Gonna try something here, folks, to get that to pull up. Here we go. All right, so here's where we took off, flew over just south of Boston, right on down into here, and you can see the racetracks we did for the approach. So overall, folks, a really fun day as the sun does descend here in McGuire Air Force Base. Let me click here, and I'll just click here. Hope you all have a great night. Hope your weekend is spectacular. We're gonna try, no guarantees tomorrow. We don't ever guarantee a stream on a Saturday. We're really gonna try to come up tomorrow with at least something. So I hope you enjoyed these two flights. YouTubers, enjoy both streams. We flew one stream from Dayton to Newark in the 727, from Portsmouth International, also for those of us who were in the military, Pease Air National. Okay, hang on a second, I'll be right back, folks. All right, wasn't expecting the wife to take the youngin' home, so that's what I had to do, go say goodbye. We'll see her, though, tomorrow. All right, folks, so let's wrap it up. Y'all have a great night, like I said, great weekend, and hopefully we'll be able to come up tomorrow. God bless you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful night.